Hello and welcome to today's video. Today, as we are still in the shadows of All Souls Day, I thought it was high time that we had some soul-related folklore. So today I've travelled to Monmouth to visit the tomb of a man called John Renie.
It concerns a man who was so determined that his soul would have swift passage to heaven that he hatched a cunning plan to try and outsmart the devil himself. And the fruit of this plot is one anyone can visit and see for themselves. It is the most bizarre memorial anywhere in Britain, and it is so unique that in 2005 it was given Grade 2 listed status.
But who was he? What's his story? And why did he go to such extraordinary lengths with this really complicated gravestone?
John Renie was born in Monmouth in 1799 and worked as a painter and decorator in the town until he died in 1832. He was known to be one of the town's more eccentric characters, and nothing exemplifies this more than the plan he hatched to try and ease his own passage to heaven on the event of his inevitable death. The plan was simple. He wanted his gravestone to be so confusing to read that if the devil were to ever come looking for his soul, he would not be able to work out where his body was buried, thus allowing Renie's soul to slip past the devil straight to the gates of heaven.
If you look close up at the stone, you can't help noticing how delicate and intricate the engravings are. So what do we know of the craftsman who actually engraved it? Well, we know quite a lot, because another turn down weird High Street is the fact that he engraved the thing himself. He became concerned that he couldn't rely upon any local stonemason to do the job, either because he didn't think they were up to it, or because, even worse, they might give away his secret to Satan. So to make sure the job was done properly, he did it himself. He dedicated years to it.
The end result is this fascinating and intricate stone-engraved acrostic puzzle. It contains 285 very delicately carved letters in rows and columns. To be able to read the inscription, you need to begin at a letter H in the centre of the puzzle and follow the letters in any direction. Mathematicians who've studied the stone report that there are 32,032 different ways to read the words, "Here lies John Renie." It is quite an incredible achievement.
We're not altogether sure how good the devil is at solving puzzles. However, fate was to play a hand that if the devil were not already confused enough, he would be even more confounded, something that Renie had no control over, but which undoubtedly he would have been delighted with. In 1851, there was a rash of unexplained deaths in Whitecross Street, the street that runs parallel. This area of the yard behind me, the area nearest Whitecross Street, is elevated above the level of the road below. And during successive storms, the topsoil had become eroded away, exposing bones, bodies, basically the remains of people who'd been interred here over preceding decades. So the decision was taken to exhume what was left of these bodies that had risen to the surface and reinter them elsewhere. And whilst they were about it, they took the decision that the churchyard looked jolly messy with all these tombstones and monuments everywhere. So they took the opportunity to tidy the whole thing up. The end result is nobody really knows where anybody is buried here. So the final irony, for all of the effort that John Renie put into confounding the devil, what could confound him still further beyond the fact that he might not even be buried where the stone is? So the end result is John Renie's body really could be anywhere, as indeed could his soul. But why do you think he went to all that trouble to confound the devil? A little bit over the top, you might think. Well, as it turns out, the devil is no stranger to this part of Monmouthshire. So we've travelled no more than 8 miles from the centre of Monmouth, and here we are in the countryside of the Wye Valley. I'm currently crossing a bridge which straddles the border between England and Wales. Wales in front of me, England behind me. And here I'm in the village of Tinton, which of course is world renowned for the enigmatic remains of the Cistercian Abbey here.
It was the first house of the Cistercian order ever founded in Wales by Walter de Clare of Chepstow Castle in 1131. High up in the trees on the opposite bank of the Wye, on the Gloucestershire side, you can see a platform that is known locally as the Devil's Pulpit. If you get a chance to climb up there, it is an excellent place to view the abbey from. Legend has it that it got its name when the devil himself climbed up there and stood on this vantage point to plead with the monks down below. He urged them to give up their devotion to Christ. He promised them riches if they were to leave the abbey and cross over to him on the dark side.
Now, just for clarity, perhaps I should point out that when I say the dark side, I'm referring to the depths of hell, not England. And also for clarity, I should point out that I believe those two things to be very different. I really hope you've enjoyed this video and you've learned all about the different ways of confounding the devil if you're in Monmouthshire. If you want to learn more about Welsh history or ancient myths, legends and folklore, please subscribe to this channel where you'll find oceans of material on exactly those subjects. But look, until the next time we meet, enjoy your history.